me know when you're ready.
Thanks, Daddy.
All right, I have your blessing.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough,
government is another way to say better than you.
In fact, you know how fast a 5-cent hooker goes down.
no sane country would do that.
Cruz and Kasich are in it for a participation trophy.
Oh, what you represent to them is freedom.
Hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash.
Just remember, all hate mail comes to me.
The Southside Mutt Show.
Cheerleader. I don't have the boots for it.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I am trying. Did I just say, I just totally screwed up the intro, didn't I? It's a Southside Mutt Show, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, and we are digging up the dirt on the news. I'm by myself today, so it's one of those where it kind of screws me up a little bit, and I then seem like a total idiot. Not a hard stretch there, but yeah, still enough that makes me look more like an idiot than I normally do. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Christmas? We weren't around. Crash hasn't been feeling exactly good. So I've been kind of by myself. And it was right before Christmas. And I decided I'm going to take Christmas off. We'll be back next week. And of course, the fart knocker's not here. And the fart knocker would be Crash. So I'm kind of here by myself. All by myself. Yes. Let's see how much trouble I can get into. Yeah, we're going to see how much trouble we can get into. Which really isn't that hard when we have so much to talk about. We have the idiots of the Obama show. And that pretty much is just how bad can we screw over Israel? Not even just that. They're like trying to see just how bad can they screw up this country on the way out the door. And they're trying to see how much they can screw up this country on the way out. And it's scary because thank God Israel understands that Obama pretty much is just a whining little... Well, I'll leave it there. And they're having a little understanding, but I feel bad because we have a country that's supposed to be our ally. And, of course, Obama is treating them like shit, which isn't surprising. Obama's done that to most of our allies throughout his term. It really isn't surprising. He's just tried to do as much damage as he could. And he's still there. He has... done executive orders on what? What was it? Brain fart. Holy shit. Oh, on the drilling in the Arctic and the Atlantic, or is it the Antarctic? Whichever, it's both. Same difference. He's screwed up the mining for coal. He's wrote executive orders that are pretty much screwing that up. And he thinks it's funny. Like I said, they're trying to see how much damage they can do on the way out. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about this. I am. As an American, I am extremely embarrassed with the actions of my lame duck president. It's like he wants to see how bad he can screw us up before leaving. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to sit back and like just, okay, he's screwing our country up and yep, it's what he's doing, yep. We're just going to sit here and take it. I mean, and again, there's not much we could do about it right now because, well, what are we going to do? Throw him out? He's on his way out. That's why we call him a lot lame duck. Duck, duck, goose. I don't know. The screwing over Israel, that was, and the best thing that I saw, well, not the best thing, it's just what I thought was funny as anything, was the fact the countries, the major countries that were involved in this have some of the shittiest record on human rights, and they're going to condemn Israel for building houses. That's pretty much what it comes down to. They're building houses. Oh my fucking God, let's lambaste Israel. And everything that I've seen, read, heard, dealt with, Israel doesn't exactly have a problem with Palestine. It's the Hamas that keeps fucking it up. Hamas is the one that really causes the problems when it comes to peace. Hamas, the terrorist organization, which Obama has been protecting. Kerry coddled today in his little speech of his. Oh, I'm getting a headache just talking about this again. Again, I'm embarrassed as an American citizen that my so-called president is doing this. It's... How dare he? I mean, he thinks he's, all that in a bag of chips. When he really isn't that great. He's an embarrassment. got to deal with him for a couple more months. And then he'll be on his way out. He'll be writing books. Well, he should be, but he tells us how he's going to stick around and stick his nose further into the country. He had his time. He pretty much bombed at it, sucked at it. And now he's talking how he's going to continue to go on with it. God, I wish we could just erase everything he's done. Just go away. Don't go away, man. Just go away. God, I mean, he's worse than a love-struck teen. You know, they're the worst. And I'm not saying girl. And both of them, they're bad. Who's bad? They're bad. It's like, go away. Just bye. See ya. I just... And now you even have an Egyptian paper that says, oh yeah, we have proof the United States was behind all that stuff that went on in the UN. We have proof. We can prove it. Prove it. Pruvio. Rico Suave. I'm in a weird mood. I'm in a weird mood. It's... It's like, it just wish he can go away. Go away soon. Well, we only have, 20-some days, 20-plus days. Oh, I forget what's the timer on it. I forget it. It's 20-some days and he's gone. Man, I'm going to yell at Crash. A little lazy pup fart. Dump the show on my lap again. How dare he? Remember, everybody, coming up tonight, we have some of the great... Wednesday night is the best in conservative talk. Coming up next is Ken the Conservative. The show is unbelievable. If you haven't heard it, people, you really, really have to check it out. Ken is one of the greatest commentator I've heard. And it's an honor to be, opening the night for him. And then afterwards at, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a little bit later, but everybody needs to stay up. Stay up. And just stay up and watch the show or listen to it. It's unbelievable. Those two idiots. And lately they've had three. They've had BZ there, and he really makes it worth it. He makes it worth it. And it's great. Some of the best commentary, if not the greatest commentary in conservative talk media. Totally lost right now. I'm doing something else at the same time. And plus, I have the Flyers game on, and hopefully they can do something. It's going to be interesting come January 20th. I think we have a chance, unbelievable chance in this country to turn things around. And for the better. It's going to... we're going to see a country that we're not going to know what to do, and that's a good thing because we're going to have jobs. And we're going to have opportunities, and we're going to be caring about our country before everything else. And that right there in itself is amazing. I won't be able to remember what it's going to be like because I haven't seen it since the days of Ronald Reagan. I was a little bit young there, too young maybe to really remember a majority of it. And I remember, though, how prosperous, how much everybody cared about the country. Everybody was more worried about the country. You know, we were cared about citizens first. We didn't care so much about everybody. I mean, we cared about everybody else, but we didn't care, you know, where it wasn't, we got to worry about globalism before we even think about American citizens. It was we worried about American citizens, and then everybody else came in line. And that's the way it needs to be. The shit of worrying about other countries and, well, it's going to hurt their economy if we do something to help our economy first. Screw that. Our economy before their economy. It's the way it's got to be. Because if our economy is doing great and we're prospering, we can then help these other countries. I think it's a very simple idea here. It's not something that's going to be totally lost on the masses. It boggles my mind how something so simple got so screwed up along the way. It really is something simple that just got totally boogered up. And I don't know. It's... When did we stop helping our friends? We allowed Israel to be bullied, is what we did. We sat back and allowed Israel to bully. Or, excuse me, we allowed them to get bullied. What it comes to. We allowed it. We sat back and we did nothing to help our friend Israel. We allowed them to get bullied. And that I can't believe we did. That we sat back and allowed that. That was amazing that we sat back and allowed Israel to get bullied by 14 other countries. They're the only ones in that area, that whole area, that cares about democracy and freedoms. And we sat back and did nothing. shows you just what garbage this administration is. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Reverb of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying half of the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutts Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Southside Much Show. With its hosts, the Jersey Boys. Of course, tonight it's just me, Jersey Joe. Crash is feeling under the weather. He seems to have the Jersey blues. I don't know. What's going on lately is just unbelievable. All right, remember how the liberals lost their shit when a bakery wouldn't bake a cake because they didn't agree with the sexual orientation of a certain couple? And they went absolutely ape shit and had to have... They forced a bakery that they had to make a cake for the couple. The business had no right to turn away service, especially based on sexual orientation. But now we have it. Now we have a couple. Well, couple places. Specifically, we have a restaurant in Hawaii that put up a sign that said... if you voted for Trump, you're not allowed in the store. And what it's coming at is, so it's okay for liberals to refuse service based on voting your constitutional rights. But if a conservative fails to allow you to bake a cake for you because they don't agree with who you sleep with, that's an issue. Something doesn't seem right either which way. It would seem that you shouldn't... If you have to bake a cake, you should have to allow people in because of who they voted for. I know I'm a little bit yammering right here. It just pisses me off that this is being allowed and the liberals are justifying it. And a court made a couple bake a cake for a gay couple. Listen, they don't want my business. I'm not going to go to it. Plain and simple. I'd also go in and be like, I voted Trump, motherfucker. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I would make a scene. And how are they going to know who voted Trump and who didn't by going in there? Are they asking everybody? So that would mean everybody would have the right to ask who you sleep with when you walk into a store? It's showing the hypocrisy of the left. And it shows the stupidity because you have another businessman. He owns a fuel company up in, I think it's New England, I think it is. Where is it? Up in the north. And he's refusing to sell any type of propane. And it's in Maine to anybody that voted Trump. It's like, damn. Talk about a hissy fit. Now, what he did is he made this very public about it. What he didn't realize was he was being a dumbass. What he didn't realize is that people were going to look into his financial records. And when they did that, they came across, oh, by the way, he doesn't have a business license. Oh, by the way, well, his business license expired. And his permit that he needed for doing this type of company for hauling the fuel had expired also. He needed a license to deliver the propane tanks, and then he needed a license to dispense the gas. Well, like they said, he probably doesn't give a rat's patootie because, well, he's retiring real soon at the end of the year. Hopefully he didn't want to sell that company because he just totally screwed it up. Now, this guy ought to be checked into a little bit more because, well, yeah, he might not be going, his business may not be going any further, but should that still excuse him for not having a business license over the last couple of years? And to me, that doesn't excuse him for that. And he ran a business without the proper licensing for several years. So I'm wondering, shouldn't he have to pay back fines and pack money since he decided to have a business without a license and circumvented all those safety requirements that are in place and put the public in danger? And that's what it comes down to. He put them at risk. He put people's safety at risk. So he didn't have to pay for certain licensing. How is that justified? That's bullshit. And he should have to pay for breaking those laws. Straight up. He should not be allowed to get away with it. Because sure as shit if I did it, I'd be paying some back fees and being threatened with some jail time by our federal government. Our illustrious government would be on my ass. But we know this administration won't be doing diddly. Because they don't go after fellow liberals. We've learned that. They go after conservatives. We watched that. And, yeah, he tries to say he's he doesn't play the partisan politics. Yeah. I believe that, like, I don't know. Sometimes it gets so tiresome trying to make up smart-ass lines. What are these sick and vile, sorry excuses for government officials that we have? It's so tiring. It really is, having these idiots. And they allow it. They allow it. And they don't do nothing about these businesses. But if it was the conservatives, you better believe they'd be like tripping all over themselves, freaking out over it, trying to get there. It just... same shit, different day. And this is what embarrasses me. This man put people at risk. But there's a bakery out of business because... why? Because he didn't bake a cake for a gay couple. That is how much of a joke this government has become under Obama. I don't know how many different ways I got to put it, but it doesn't matter because the left will not. They won't. They're not going to do anything to try to fix their party. Never. They don't care how screwed up their party is. They're happy the way it is. They will ride that party all the way till it finally crashes and burns, because they don't think that can happen. Because Obama told them how special they are, and they keep believing his rhetoric. It just... what's funny is Harry Reid, who man, they should not be putting this guy in front of a camera. I think it's elderly abuse. Not because he's a Democrat, but because I think, honestly, he has a issue going on. I think he has, like, Alzheimer's or something like that, honestly, going on. But he was asked about the 2020 presidential election. And he was informed that Joe Biden's possible interest in running for president and asked if he would support the vice president. Reid replied, "It depends on who's running. It appears we're going to have old folks home. We've got Elizabeth Warren. She'll be 71. Biden will be 78. Bernie Sanders will be 79. And that's who they're talking about running for president in 2020. Now, there's also Cory Booker, but he's been brought up multiple times, and he's got a very checkered past within New Jersey legislative, and that keeps getting shot down. Harry Reid, for all of his faults and pissing me off over the years, he at least had the smarts to walk away. He is going into retirement. He'll probably be going into some kind of assisted living or he needs some kind of, around-the-clock care. And it's not because he is a Democrat. It's because I actually worry about his health. That's my medical side coming out. But, of course, we'll hear how I'm just being partisan about it. It's not. I truly worry about that guy's health. He's still an American. I still care about his old wrinkly ass. But it's funny, he's made some comments lately. Holy shit, he's bashed Democrats here and there. But he's got a point that Democrats just are not learning. They're not opening their eyes. They don't realize what's going on. And they're destroying their own party. Hey, it's that time again. It's we'll be right back after this brief message. This is Southside Mutts right here on SHR Media. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutts Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Southside Mutt Show with your host, Jersey Joe, today. Crash couldn't make it. He's feeling a little under the weather. The one thing I do want to say, because this is the last show of 2016, I want to thank everybody. It's been a wild ride. And it's appreciated, and we've been having a lot of fun doing this show, and that's the main thing. We just try to have some fun, and just we just appreciate everybody that listens so much. One big thing I want everybody to do: be safe. I know there's going to be a lot of partying. Go have fun. That's life. Life is supposed to be fun. Go party up this New Year's Eve, but be safe. I want everybody to be around after the New Year's. I want just be careful. Be smart. We'll be here after the New Year. Hopefully, Crash will be over his Jersey Blue liberal virus. Seemed to have spread from California over to New Jersey. It was triggered by liberal tears, or transmitted through liberal tears. And there was enough of them that I'm pretty sure it was able to transfer from state to state to state. Probably got in the water source too. There was so much liberal tears over the last month and a half. It's amazing how much crying we've heard from the Democrats. And all I got to say is this: what happens when you have politicians that ignore the people, ignore what we have to say. They got too big for their britches. They pissed off a large section of America that they shouldn't have. And it doesn't help when you have Obama, when was it? Last Thursday. Out there again. And he blames Fox. He blames Rush Limbaugh and the whole conservative media ecosystem. Because we don't kiss his ass, it's our fault. The Democrats aren't doing good. I didn't know that the hell? I just got a weird text. I wasn't the one that passed Obamacare. No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me that passed it. I wasn't the one that screwed up our health care and made it so expensive nobody can afford it anymore. It's unattainable. Insurance companies are failing. It's gotten so expensive they can't even afford to offer it. It wasn't myself, this radio show. It wasn't SHR Media. It wasn't Fox. It wasn't Rush Limbaugh that caused the rise of ISIS, that caused the power vacuum in the Middle East. We didn't destabilize Syria. We did not leave American men and women to die in Benghazi. You know, and the list goes on and on and on. That wasn't us. That was Obama and his administration. Directly, indirectly, I'm not going to get in that little type of conversation because it's a no-win. You're never going to win. It's always going to be push the blame here, push the blame there. It would have never been there. But it was never us that did all that. We called Obama on his bullshit. We weren't like CNN, MSNBC, and the liberal media, which swept all the problems under the proverbial rug. We're not the one crying and pointing fingers and blaming it on anybody and everybody else. My 13-year-old daughter doesn't even do that. My 13-year-old daughter has more respect for herself than Obama or the liberals do. Hell, I know 6-year-olds that are more responsible than this administration. And that's not saying much for this administration. Not that I'm not going to any of these youngins. Because unfortunately, unless parents step up, we're going to have generation of crybabies. Because that's what our professors are teaching them. They're now, George Washington University has taken away, for the history major, you do not have to take any American history. They don't want you learning American history. And for one simple reason. They don't want American pride. Why? If you don't have American pride, they can easier push for globalism, for one world government. And that's exactly what's going on. And that's exactly why the people have stood up in Britain, why people voted Trump, and why other countries are stepping up. It's not that we hate each other. We don't. I don't want to see anything happen to France, Italy, any of the European countries. But I care about America. I'm an American. That's the one I care about. French should be worrying about French. Italy, Italy. England, England. And that's the way it should be. We shouldn't be sitting here, well, we're going to screw over our economy because doing other things might hurt another country's economy. We can't do that. So we're going to have people starving in our streets. It don't work that way. I take care of my house before I worry about my neighbor's house. I mean, we're all helpful in my neighborhood. There's a lot of us neighbors, we look after each other. But we take care of our houses before we take care of others. And that's the way it should be going with the countries. I have no problem with immigrants. I keep getting told, I hate immigration. No, I don't. I have no problem with immigrants. Follow the rules, come here legally. But I think we need to take care of our people before we take care of any others. Too many times we have immigrants coming here. We have these Muslim refugees coming here. They're getting these high welfare checks from the government. In the meantime, our elderly who are on Social Security have not gotten a raise, and these immigrants are getting more than twice the amount than our retired are. Because they paid into it. These immigrants didn't. These refugees didn't pay shit into our Social Security system. But they're getting it at the expense of those that put into it. And that's where people are having problems. It's not that we don't want to help. We're not going to screw ourselves over so that we can help others. And we got to stop doing that. We keep doing it over and over and over again. Listen, I've said it multiple times. And the left, the only thing they have is fear-mongering to try to put people in a mental aspect. Because if they allowed a lot of liberals to hear what we actually had to say, they know they would be so screwed, it's not funny. Because we would be able to convince them with very ease that we're not this hateful group, that we actually care very much for this country, and we care about immigration. But we want to make sure our country is dealt with first, and then we will help out others. You can't be helping other people out until you help out yourself. And that's the way it's going to be. It has to be. With that, it's already that time, people. I can't believe it's already time. We'll be back next year. Can't believe it's already time to say that. Next year, we will be back. I look forward to it. Everybody, have a safe New Year's. Have fun. Ring in the New Year's. And until then, I'll be back tomorrow with the Reverb Common Sense right at 11 o'clock right here on SHR Media. And we will be back with the Southside Mutts next year. Happy New Year's. Nope, not that one. No, I do that almost every show. Oh, there we go. Have fun. You've been listening to the Reverb of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.